The scorching summer of 1986 in Mexico. That was the year the French national team, as the reigning European champions, delivered a flamboyant style of play, a captivating champagne football. That golden generation rode an incredible journey, defeating even the legendary Brazil in one of the most dramatic matches in history, and ultimately finishing third in the world. But 38 years have passed. What has become of those young men? What marks has time left on their lives? Let's listen to the stories of the 22 individuals who embodied the spirit of France's golden generation in 1986. Michel Platini was more than just a captain. He was the ultimate symbol of intellect and flair. At 30, despite entering the tournament plagued by persistent hamstring pain, Platini still managed to leave an indelible mark with his equalizing goal in the thrilling quarter-final against Brazil on his birthday. It was the image of a king, exhausted but still capable of turning the tide with his brilliant tactical vision. However, behind that glory lay a harsh transformation. After retiring in 1987 with Juventus, Platini chose an ambitious path: football politics. He rose to the pinnacle of power as UEFA president, transforming the face of European football with the financial fair play regulations. But then, that dynasty collapsed amidst accusations and financial scandals, leading to a multi-year ban from football. This downfall was not only a career setback but also a deep scar on the soul of the once student artist of the pitch. In real life, Platini was a proud but also solitary figure amidst conflicting public opinions. He spent the years following the scandal fighting to clear his name, finding peace in simple pleasures like golf and spending time with his family in Cassis. It seems that the king image on the pitch strangely influenced his life, always at the pinnacle of admiration. John Tigana, an indispensable piece of the Fantastic Four, embodied boundless energy and incredible resilience. At the age of 30 in Mexico, with his slender build, he covered every space on the pitch with his graceful yet powerful runs. Tigana not only recovered the ball but also initiated sharp attacks, a silent hero with a far-reaching influence. After his success in 1986, his career continued to flourish on the coaching bench. Tigana created miracles at Monaco and, notably, elevated Fulham to prominence in England, proving that his footballing philosophy remained ahead of its time. However, the most thought-provoking aspect is his choice to step away from the spotlight. Unlike the hustle and bustle of the football world, Tigana in real life was a quiet man, a nature lover, and a passionate enthusiast of agriculture. He devoted himself to owning and managing wineries in the picturesque Provence region. Caring for the vines and awaiting each harvest seemed to bring him a peace that the fiery world of football could not provide. Alain Giresse is the most vivid example of how intelligence can compensate for physical limitations. Despite his modest height of 1.63 meters, at the age of 33 in his final World Cup, he still played with the skill and vision of a true master. Giresse was the delicate link between the lines, a true architect of Les Bleus' playing style. After retiring, he didn't choose the safe path in France, but embarked on a challenging adventure in Africa. For over 2 decades, Giresse coached several national teams including Georgia, Gabon, Mali, and Senegal. He not only brought professional knowledge but also understood and shared the difficulties of African football, becoming a highly respected mentor and spiritual father figure. Giresse's personal life is an image of dedication and simplicity. He could live for months in harsh conditions in Africa just to pursue his football goals. The connection between the image of a diminutive player weaving through giants on the field and a resilient coach overcoming cultural and geographical barriers is incredibly strong. At 26, Luis Fernandez was the protector of the legendary midfield quartet. With his fiery, fearless playing style and a fighting spirit like a warrior, he was the team's spiritual anchor. His decisive penalty kick that defeated Brazil was not just a goal, but a testament to the character of a fearless man. After the glory in Mexico, Fernandez wrote golden chapters in PSG's history as both a player and a coach, leading the Parisian club to the UEFA Cup Winners' Cup in 1996. His personality off the pitch was just as fiery, straightforward, passionate, and sometimes very blunt. This led him to a highly successful career as a radio and television commentator with his own program, where he didn't hesitate to offer his incisive opinions. Behind that somewhat rugged exterior lies a man of deep compassion, actively involved in charitable activities, supporting underprivileged children. The connection between a sweeper on the field and a captivating storyteller off the field reveals a self that always wants to contribute and connect. Jean-Pierre Papin. At the age of 22, he brought to the tournament an explosive style of play with incredible one-touch finishing that would later be known as papinades. Despite his young age, Papin displayed a fearsome killer instinct, paving the way for a glorious career culminating in the 1991 Ballon d'Or and numerous titles with Marseille and AC Milan. However, the peak of his career coincided with a cruel personal challenge. His daughter, Emily, was diagnosed with cerebral palsy. This event completely changed Papin's life and philosophy. From a football superstar known only for his goals, he became a father who tirelessly fought for his daughter's life and established the Neuf de Coeur Foundation to help families in similar circumstances. The contrast between a ruthless striker on the field and a gentle, self-sacrificing father off the field creates a portrait of Papin full of depth and compassion. He used his fame and financial resources to create real change in society. After retiring, although his coaching career wasn't as brilliant as his playing days, Papin remained beloved for his noble character. Today, at 62, he works in the management of Marseille, continuing to dedicate his heart to the team and running his charitable foundation. Papin's legacy is not just about his spectacular aerial feats. Joël Batz, 29 years old, embodies a blend of romance and courage. His penalty save against Zico cemented his place in the pantheon of legends. But what people remember most about Batz is his artistic soul. He published poetry, recorded songs, and always viewed football from an art form. After the tournament, his career continued to flourish at PSG, but the greatest challenge came from fate when he was diagnosed with testicular cancer. With the spirit of a goalkeeper who never gives up, Batz fought and conquered the terrible disease, later becoming one of the world's best goalkeeping coaches at Lyon, the man who nurtured the talent of Hugo Lloris. In real life, he is a calm, peace-loving person who always finds solace in literature. It seems that the solitary role of a goalkeeper on the field forged in him an iron will to face life's life-or-death moments. He transformed his pain into material for poetry and life lessons for his students. Now, at 68, Joël Batz has chosen a peaceful retirement with his family. Manuel Amoros entered Mexico in 1986 at the age of 24 and quickly established himself as one of the world's best fullbacks. His playing style was a combination of exquisite technique, accurate crosses, and an unyielding, tenacious spirit. He was the man who controlled the wing, creating the perfect balance for Henri Michel's team. After the World Cup, Amoros's career was intertwined with the golden era of Marseille, where he won the 1993 Champions League. However, his life also suffered a major heartbreak when he missed a penalty in the 1991 Champions League final, a moment that haunted him for many years. Off the field, Amoros was a quiet, unassuming, and extremely serious person. After retiring, he did not pursue media attention, but chose to work in youth scouting and training, quietly contributing to football from behind the scenes. The image of a dedicated defender on the field seems to accurately reflect his way of life. Not needing to be the center of attention, but always being there when needed and completing his tasks with the utmost responsibility. He dedicated most of his time to his family and his passion for travel. Patrick Battiston is always remembered for the horrific collision with Schumacher at the 1982 World Cup. But at Mexico 1986, at the age of 29, he proved the power of resilience. As a defensive leader, Battiston played with a cool head and masterful judgment, helping France advance deep into the tournament. After that glory, he became a symbol of loyalty, dedicating almost his entire life to Bordeaux, both as a player and later as a manager. Off the field, Battiston is a virtuous, tolerant man with a profound educational mindset. He spent over 30 years running Bordeaux's youth academy, considering character development as important as football skills. The contrast between a victim of on-field violence in the past and a compassionate teacher today creates an inspiring life story. He never harbored resentment towards the past, instead using it as a lesson to teach respect and fair play. Now, at 67, Patrick Battiston continues to work tirelessly, nurturing the future, living an exemplary life, and earning the utmost respect from professionals. His journey is a testament to the fact that compassion and perseverance can heal all wounds and create enduring values. At 30, Maxime Bossis was the ideal model of a refined center-back, a player who relied on intelligence rather than brute strength. With a record number of appearances for the national team at the time, Bossis was the most solid pillar of Les Bleus' defense. After retiring from playing, he made a spectacular transition into media and sports management. Bossis was renowned for his extensive knowledge, calm demeanor, and impressive cultural background. He held important positions at the French Football Federation and was a highly influential football commentator. Off the field, he was an art lover, a book collector, and enjoyed a very happy family life. It seems the elegance of his on-field play reflected in his gentlemanly lifestyle. He always knew how to balance the glamour of a legend with the simplicity of an exemplary citizen. Today, at age 70, Maxime Bossis maintains a composed demeanor, regularly participates in social activities, and is a respected advisor to clubs. His legacy is an example of how a player needs not only skillful feet, but also a sharp mind to shine both during and after their playing career. Dominique Rocheteau brought to Mexico 1986 the image of a romantic blue angel with flowing hair and a highly technical playing style. At 31, he remained a constant threat to opposing defenses thanks to his intelligence and finesse. However, what made Rocheteau special was his diverse life after retirement. Beyond football, he successfully ventured into acting with critically acclaimed roles and published numerous books on football philosophy and sportsmanship. He was a sensitive soul, always concerned with human values and social justice. For many years, he served as the sporting director of Saint-Étienne, where he built a solid foundation based on respect for tradition. Rocheteau's personal life was a blend of passion for sports and love for culture. He enjoyed spending time in quiet rural areas, participating in environmental protection activities and community education. The connection between a football artist and a man of art outside of football reveals a soul that always yearned for beauty and goodness. Now, at 69, Yannick Stopyra was France's top scorer at the 1986 World Cup in Mexico at the age of 25, with crucial headers that propelled the team to the semi-finals. Despite his brilliant form at the time, Stopyra chose the quietest career and life path among the stars. After the tournament, he played consistently for mid-level clubs and dedicated much of his post-retirement career to scouting. He possessed a keen eye for discovering young talent, making significant contributions to building the Bordeaux team and the national youth teams. Off the field, Stopyra was a simple, family-oriented man who always avoided the media spotlight. He valued hard work and absolute professionalism. The contrast between a dazzling striker on the field and a quiet scout behind the scenes reveals an admirable shift in mindset. He knew how to relinquish the spotlight to serve the development of the next generation. Today, at 64, Yannick Stopyra continues to tirelessly travel between amateur football pitches, searching for raw gems, living a meaningful life full of passion for the work he loves. At 24, Bruno Bellone was a great hope for French football, possessing the speed and thunderous finishing ability of a left-wing player. He scored the decisive goal in the 1984 Euro final and continued to shine at Mexico 1986. However, Belloni's life was a symphony of painful lows. Recurring injuries forced him to retire early at the age of 28, at the peak of his career. The tragedy didn't end there. After retirement, Bellone lost all his assets due to misguided investments and exploitation by unscrupulous individuals, leading to bankruptcy and depression. This was a dark period that seemed to have crushed the once tough warrior. But with the support of former teammates like Platini and Giresse, Bellone bravely rose again. He accepted starting over with humble jobs in Cannes, and later became an active sports ambassador. His current life is one of cherishing simple values and genuine friendship. The contrast between a multi-million-dollar star on the field and a man who once had nothing off the field has forged in him extraordinary resilience. Jean-Marc Ferreri participated in the 1986 World Cup at the age of 23, considered a worthy successor to the attacking midfielder position, thanks to his skillful individual technique and pinpoint passing ability. Although he didn't play as regularly as the legendary quartet, every minute Ferreri appeared on the field brought artistic flair and breakthroughs. His club career peaked with the 1993 Champions League title with Marseille. After retiring, Ferreri didn't choose the high-pressure path of coaching, but became one of the most famous football commentators on French television. With his expressive voice, deep, tactical understanding and open personality. He became a familiar friend to viewers throughout major tournaments. Off the field, Ferrari is a cheerful, optimistic person who maintains an active lifestyle. He frequently participates in charity matches and acts as a bridge connecting generations of French footballers. The connection between a romantic player on the pitch and a language expert on television shows a man who always knew how to enjoy and share his passion for football in his own way.